What's going on, guys? What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? Just let this fill in for a little bit here. Just let this roll for a second. What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing today? What up, what up, what up? What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? What music do I listen to in the gym? It really kind of depends. I listen to a lot of rap. I listen to some metal sometimes. I listen to like dance music, like electronic music. I listen to a bunch of different things, man. I have like a couple different playlists that just have like a fucking ridiculous amount of songs on them, and then I just play it on shuffle. I don't really pay too much attention to my music, but that's a good question. Where is everyone watching from tonight? Where you guys at? Who are watching? Comment where you're watching from. Michigan. Where at in Michigan? Workout? Where you at? Detroit. Look at that. Two people from Michigan right off the rip. Views on the Turk wave. I assume you mean turkesterone. I don't really know a whole lot about turkesterone, to be 100% honest with you. I get this question a lot, and I give the same answer every time. You know, I can't see it being anything like completely life changing. And if it was, I think that more people would be using it. I think it would be a lot more common if it lived up to the hype, but that's just me. Is college worth the debt? I mean, I guess it depends what you go to college for, and if you end up getting a career in that field. I'd probably say no. If you get a good paying career in that field, I would say it probably is worth the debt. How often can you normally go without needing a deload? I usually train for about 6 weeks, and then 6 weeks is about all I can go before I need to pull back in some sort. Is Fairlife a good protein source? Yeah, because it comes from milk, so it's milk is a perfectly good protein source. It has all 20 amino acids, and it has a good amount of branch chain and essential amino acids. So yeah, I wouldn't let it be your main protein source though. Do you use your degree? I only have an associate's degree. User. I don't have a bachelor's degree. I started taking an extra rest day a week, and now I get way more sore after each workout. Yeah, probably because you're recovered more and you can train harder. So Is going to elementary school worth it? No. Nah. Not at all. Should skip it. Hit the streets instead. Associates is good, no debt. Yeah, I agree with that, man. I got my associate's degree at a local community college, and then I got my personal training license, and I started working right after I got my associate's degree, so I have no debts, which is a blessing. Thank you. I'll start slinging on the corner instead. Move that dope, young boy. Move that dope. For those of you guys who trained today, what did you guys train? Today was a rest day for me, so I've been off. But what did you guys train? Do you watch Jason Genova? Nah, man. I've seen a couple of like his clips and stuff, and like some of the like famous stuff, but I don't pay him much attention other than that. Is he even still relevant? Is he even still relevant in the bodybuilding scene or whatever? But I don't even know if he is relevant anymore. What's a good protein powder without artificial sugars? I don't know, man. Why are you looking for one that doesn't have artificial sweeteners? Are you under the impression that artificial sweeteners are bad for you or something? Because they're not. So, but I don't know, man. I don't really worry about artificial sweeteners too much, so I don't really have an answer for you. Opinion on upper, lower rest, Arnold, or PPL. I mean, they're all kind of the same thing, man. Like none of these training splits are really any different from each other. They just like some have more rest days than other, and some of them like have more body part like dedication than the other ones. But they're pretty much the same thing. It's gonna come down to what you can recover from. There's no perfect split. There is no one size fits all. So rest day after a nice leg day. Nice. High rep hacks and RDLs today. God, that sounds like hell, dude. That sounds fucking miserable. God. Okay, house. I notice all reps you do are high intensity, but also very strict form, which is obviously a good thing. Do you feel as if it might be not beneficial to train with a little more momentum? For example, a lat pull down, swinging your body to get a contraction. Absolutely not. Because when you're swinging, you're not using your muscles to move the weight. You're using joint. That, I mean, dude, like, look at all of these fucking guys that train like that. Branch Warren, Ronnie, like, all of these guys that do that jerky bullshit have had how many surgeries? And now, look, I'm not saying that those guys aren't fucking big, but I would argue that they could have gotten to that same size without tearing their body to hell and back. So, absolutely not is my answer to that question. I think if your goal is bodybuilding and you're moving a weight, the only thing that you should worry about moving that weight with is the muscle. And so if you have to use body momentum to get a rep, like that's not your muscle getting a rep. So you're stroking your ego, just trying to move the weight one more time and instead of actually using the muscle. So that's a good question, man, but absolutely not is my answer, and I'm pretty firm on that. I can't get a good soreness in the quads from hacks. Well, soreness is not something that you should be chasing. I mean, soreness is beneficial. I mean, it indicates that you like did something to your body, but it's not something that you should be chasing. So I mean, without seeing film of the lift, I don't know. It's hard for me to give you an answer without watching what's going on. So, how is the job going? It's going good, Luke. The store GNC has slowed down recently, but your my coaching business has picked up quite a bit. So, just busy all the time. Busy all the time. So, thank you for asking, though. Thank you for the answer. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was a good question, House. That was a good one. Thank you for that one. I saw when you typed the first message, you put the little arrow or whatever. So I was just waiting for you to answer that in full. So. Opinions on reverse hack versus hack, they're the same thing. I think the order of the exercise that you use, where you use it in the session, is important to answer that question. And then also, like, if you have like knee pain limitations and things along those lines. But they're pretty much the same thing, man. My answer to you would be to just use the hack the way that it's supposed to be, unless it causes you pain, which sounds hypocritical because I reverse band hack, but I don't always reverse band hack. Like I'm doing the reverse banded hack right now, but in a training cycle like 6 months ago. I was doing them reverse banded. So I go back and forth between the two. Does your wife train? She's my girlfriend. She's not my wife yet, but no, she like works out at home. Like she works out in our apartment. She'll do like, she's not really into weightlifting. She does more like yoga and Pilates and stuff like that, which is fine with me. But she doesn't like lift like that. What's the most purchased item at your GNC? That's a good question. Maybe multivitamins or fish oils, protein powders. I'm never sore after any of my workouts, and I am always going heavy. Maybe you have really good recovery. You train HIIT, right? How do you like it? If I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. How many sets of quads do you hit per week? 6. 3 on each leg day. Do you train to failure on all your sets? Yes. Wow, nice. HIIT is the best. Yeah, I that's my preferred way to train. If that's true, should I be training more / harder? I mean, of course you should be training harder. You should always be striving to train harder. More volume, like probably, maybe. I mean, there's so many things that could influence that question. It's really hard for me to answer it without having a full scope of what you're doing. Do you often do dumbbell bench press? I haven't seen you do it. I haven't dumbbell pressed in a long time. When programming a lower A or B, should you have the same compounds? I would probably use different exercises between your A and B session. That would be the advantage of having an A and B session, is that you can have more variety in your program. Do you think it's necessary to train to failure, or would going close to failure on all your sets do? So if you train to failure, then you need to do less sets. If you go close to failure but don't actually hit it, then you need more sets. But I think that they accomplish the same thing. It's how do you want to get there? I appreciate it for sure. Why don't you do lower rep ranges on hack squat to suffer less and increase strength? Well, you can increase your strength in the high rep ranges too. Is it okay to pump out reps sometimes? I would say no. Because if it's not full range of motion, like really, what's the point? Muscles only grow when they're put under a stretch and full range of motion. So if it ain't that, I wouldn't really waste my time with it. The only exception would be something like the dumbbell laterals where I do partial reps until like I hit failure. But if you're talking about like a fly or something, like no. Do you like JPG coaching? So I haven't really watched a lot of his content, but the content that I have watched has been like really fucking good. And obviously he's like the OG on this platform. So I have nothing bad to say about him, man. I'm trying to get in his position. That's for sure. He seems like he's in a great position with business and everything, and that would be a position I would love to be in. So. Are you married? No, I'm not. Not yet. Full range of motion, but not extensively controlling the eccentric. So still the answer would be no, because the eccentric is where the majority of the muscle damage is done. And so I think that the eccentric is where the majority of your focus needs to be on. And so there's no instance where I would recommend not controlling the eccentric. Even if you're talking like loosely controlling the eccentric, I think every eccentric that you should do should be like ridiculously strict, because that's where all the muscle damage is done, is on the eccentric. So no. Chris or whatever this guy messages me a lot. Full range of motion always, and strict and controlled always. If it's not high quality, it's not worth doing, period. Usually I do 3 sets of hack till failure 1 and 2 with no pause, and the last set is with 2-second pause. That's fine as long as you're progressing your lifts. That's perfectly fine. Thoughts on Red 40? I honestly don't even know what that is. Are there any content creators you go to learn from? Personally, I'm a fan of Paul Carter. Joe Bennett puts out a lot of good stuff, the hypertrophy coach. Jordan Peters, I've been a member of his website for a very long time. Who else? Victor Black puts out good stuff. Callum Raystrick puts out good stuff. Luke Miller puts out good stuff. Nick Gloff puts out good stuff. AJ Morris puts out good stuff. Kuba Chelin. So there are a lot of people out there whose stuff I watch. And then a lot of guys who like aren't even athletes. Max bench. I have no idea what my max bench is. I haven't benched in a long time. in a long time. How old were you when your beard connected? It's a good question. Probably like 20, 19 or 20. You dyed your hair? No, I have never dyed my hair. You should go back to dumbbell bench press. Easily my favorite. I mean, I like it. It's not my favorite, but I like it. Oh, what am I doing here? If you could choose one exercise for each major muscle group, what would you choose for each? That's a really fucking good question. So let's think, like, what are the muscle groups? Pecs. So here's what I'll say. I'll go like chest, shoulders, and like for shoulder I'll do like, I guess, rear and side delt. Triceps, biceps, lat, upper back, quad, hamstring, glute. That's what I'd go for. So I wish I wrote that all down. So let's start with chest. If I could do one exercise for my chest, it would be probably the flex leverage flat press. That's probably my favorite machine for chest that I've ever used. It's a flat press and the handles converge and the contraction is just fucking stupid good. So that would probably be my chest movement. For shoulder movement, side delt, I would do a cuffed lateral. Really any kind, lying, seated, standing, any kind really. I love them all. And then rear delt, probably a reverse pec deck. Let's see, that was chest and shoulders. Triceps, that's a good one. Because I really like dips, I really like floor presses, and I really like JM presses right now. But if I had to pick one, probably dips for triceps. Biceps. Trying to get really specific here with the biceps. I really like, this is going to be really specific, but the Cybex preacher curl machine would definitely be my favorite. I mean, I like preacher curls, but the Cybex preacher curl machine specifically, it has handles that like swivel, is like my favorite bicep curl. What do I have left? Lats, it would be a chest supported cable pull down, whether it's a single arm or a dual arm, either one. Right now I'm doing the dual arm in my training, but the single one is just as good. So that would be for lats. Upper back would be a T-bar, chest supported T-bar for sure. And then what do I have left? Quads, hamstrings, glutes. Quads would be a hack. Hamstrings would be a seated leg curl, and then glutes would be a glute bridge, the Nautilus one specifically. The Nautilus glute drive is my favorite. That was a really good question, Spoiled. That was great. Easily preacher for biceps. Yeah, I I like preacher curls a lot, but the Cybex one specifically that I mentioned was like, I love that one. I'm gonna Google it right now because that was my favorite curl. I actually think it was the Eagle. Was it the Cybex Eagle? It was. It's the Cybex Eagle. So I train at 2 gyms. One of my gyms had this this bicep curl, and then they got rid of it, which just sucks a lot. But it was fucking awesome while they had it. Yeah, spoiled. That was a great question. Thanks for asking that one. Do you often use free weights? I mean, sometimes. I don't do a lot of free weight pressing, and I don't do a lot of free weight squatting. But, I mean, I do other stuff, free weights. I don't like the pec deck rear delt fly at all. Then don't do them. Do the cable. The cable ones are really good. I like the cable one. All right, guys, I'm going to probably get this one wrapped up pretty soon here. We'll kind of use this as an opportunity here to go ahead and get some more questions in here. Any more workouts posted soon? So I 20 minutes before I hopped on this TikTok live, I was editing a video for my YouTube that is a training workout. But as far as TikTok, I'll post tomorrow's workout. I was off today, so I'll post tomorrow's workout. So, I mean, there's always going to be training videos, man. Always. This is a training channel. So, what is it about the Cybex Preacher you like? Because my gym has the hammer strength, and I've never really enjoyed it. So I've never really used the hammer strength one, so I don't know. But the Cybex one just aligned perfectly, with my arm, and range of motion was perfect, and it caused no pain or discomfort at all, and the contraction was crazy good, and the handles swiveled and rotated, so it didn't bother my wrists at all. It was fucking awesome. Cybex, and it was Cybex Eagle, so it was in one of the older pieces of equipment, and it was just fucking awesome. So it just felt so good. That's really the thing that I liked about it, is just the way that it felt. It just felt amazing. Would you say Cybex makes the best equipment? No. I mean, I think I don't think there's any one company that makes like the best equipment. But Cybex does make like pretty like, I think more of Cybex stuff is good than bad. More so like the old stuff, like the Cybex Eagle stuff that I was just talking about. Like that stuff is really good. Hammer Strength makes good stuff. And then there are tons of equipment manufacturers I haven't even used yet that I would love to use. Atlantis, Prime, like I would love to use all of that stuff. Have just never really gotten to a gym that has it. But all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get this one wrapped up. This is just a little quick live session for the night. I've got 2 more meals to eat today, and then it will be time for bed and legs tomorrow. Tomorrow is my RDL leg workout. It's going to be a deload one, but it'll still be hard. Legs tomorrow. I should have a YouTube video up sometime by the end of this week. Another training video, so stay tuned for that. I have a video that I just posted on my TikTok for YouTube, which is a YouTube Q&A that I'll be doing. So if you guys want ask a question that can get like a more in-depth answer for YouTube, then go ahead and leave that as a comment on that video. But otherwise, guys, thanks for tuning in as usual. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and take care, everyone. Have a good one.